Hi guys, good morning and a warm welcome to today's class. So the theme of today's class is the cheeks and the nose area. So we're going to be working on facial exercise, face massage, some acupressure for that area, but I'm also going to be taking your questions. So please do pop your questions up on the feed and I'll be going through those in about 10 minutes or so. So if you'd like to join in on the techniques now, make sure you've got clean hands. Ideally have a clean face. You can apply a little bit of Fusion by Danielle Serum if you've got some of that. And always work to your own level with everything. So if anything ever feels uncomfortable, you know you can just stop and rest. So a really lovely way to start off techniques for this whole area of the face is doing something called alternate nostril breathing. Now there's a few ways you can do this. If you're very used to this, you can place the two fingers between the eyebrows and you can do thumb and ring finger. So that's a traditional way of doing it. To be able to show you a little bit clearer on camera, I'm just going to do it here with a thumb and index finger. So get yourself nice and comfortable, nice long spine, really allow your shoulders to relax as much as possible. Place the thumb over one nostril and we're going to inhale through that open nostril, close both, take a pause for just a second or two, exhale through the open nostril. Inhale through that same nostril, pause, exhale. Inhale here, pause, exhale. And again, inhale, pause, exhale. Keeping this going, inhale, pause, exhale. Inhale, pause, exhale. Just keep this going for a little bit whilst I'm talking. I'll keep moving the fingers just to help you. Now this technique is fantastic for helping to calm the mind. It's very, very good for clearing out the sinuses, helping to balance both hemispheres of the brain. Very good one if you're going through a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress at the moment, maybe because of all the things that 2020 are bringing. And also from an aesthetic point of view, we're working with the cartilage on the nose. And although we can't do big changes to the cartilage in the nose, I'll talk about this a bit more later on. This is a great way just to keep that area nice and healthy. So really keeping the nose area as toned and as healthy as possible. Let's do one more time. Inhale, pause and big exhalation. Now you may need a tissue if you've done that fully. Sometimes it makes the nose run a little bit there. So whilst we're talking about the nose, let's talk about what we can actually do for the nose. Now there's lots of myths out there about how we can really work on toning all the nose muscles and we can change the nose really quickly. Now there's some truth in this and there's some myth in this as well. So you can tone the muscles around the nose. So we have muscles in the nadalis muscle here. You also have a muscle that runs down here and a muscle runs down here. We can tone those muscles, and as we tone those muscles, it can give a better shape to the nose area. We can also just make slight little changes to the cartilage, just help keep it healthy, help boost the circulation a little bit there. So that's also really helpful. But because you have a nasal bone here, you have one right inside called the vomer bone, and you also have cartilage in this area here, it's very difficult to change those areas, but we can do a little bit of massage in that area, which is keeping everything healthy, and we can certainly do a little bit of toning for these surrounding muscles. So I'm going to show you a few of those now. So the first one we're going to do is we're just going to take our two index fingers. Let me come a bit closer just to show you exact position there. So just above that bit where you can flare the nostrils. And then you're just going to very gently flare and release, flare, release, flare, release. So you're just going to keep that going, flare and release. It's always difficult for me to talk with this one and do the flaring. So hopefully you can do that as you follow along. So this is keeping the cartilage nice and healthy, but it's also toning your nasalis muscle a little bit as well. So have a go, join in at home. the fingers are acting as a little bit of resistance there, just to encourage that nasalis muscle to work. And we're just feeling that bit of cartilage there working too. So as I mentioned before, making sure you've got clean hands, working to your own level with everything if you just joined us today. So just keeping that going. And remember, pop your questions up on the screen. I will be answering those in a bit. Okay, so you can do that about 30 times, then you can repeat it again 30 times afterwards. There's another nice one, which again helps to keep the cartilage nice and healthy here. It works the nasalis muscle a little bit, so you are getting a little bit of nose toning. We're going to just place our index finger here and we're just going to gently press down. And as we press down, just have that notion of the nose starting to sort of move down a little bit. And we hold there whilst we take 3 deep breaths. So we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And again, inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. One more time, inhale through the nose and exhale. Good. And then we can do a little bit of massage for the nose area, so really massaging those muscles. And this massage is often used when people have rhinoplasty, so when they have nose job, to help with the recovery afterwards. So you just take 2 fingers here and you just slide down here, so either side, just gently sliding, just keeping those muscles nice and healthy, nice and toned, really helping with that circulation. You can do that up to 30 times, and then you can do here as well. So again, just join in, have a go at home. Let me know what you think of these. I know there's some new techniques. I'm going to do a full YouTube video just on these nose techniques for you. I'm going to film that later today, so I'll try and get that one out for you on Saturday on my YouTube channel. There we go. So that's a few nose exercises. Okay, so let's move on to our cheek area. So the cheek area and the area around here, the nasal labial folds. Now, the techniques I'm going to show you here are also going to help with keeping the nose area nice and toned, but we're also working on lifting and firming the cheek area. So our first one is very good for helping to lift mouth corners. So if you have downturned mouth corners, this is a great one to do. Now, the thing I would say with all of these techniques is you need to be keeping it up regularly. So it doesn't matter how long you do, whether you decide to do 2 minutes a day or you're doing 30 minutes or 40 minutes, you need to try and do it daily to get results. Doing it just now and again, once a week, is not going to get the results you want. So I know that's sort of the bearer of bad news, but I see it as good news in lots of ways, because actually if we're doing these things regularly, we're really taking that time for us, that pampering time, that self-care time. Is all really lovely. So let me show you the technique. We're going to tuck in and we're going to feel the lip corners lift up. Here with the fingers, we're going to smooth the skin here. So if any creases are caused here, use the fingers to smooth, but also use them as a bit of resistance too. So hold, we're going to hold, breathe. Breathe in and out through the nose. And release. We're going to do twice more. Release, and let's do one more time. Good. So you should really feel those cheek muscles working. And that one is from my book, Danielle Collins Face Yoga. So you can get that on Amazon. And you can also get it as a 10-day course. If you go to my website, faceyogaexpert.com/shop, second one down, all of these techniques are in a 10-day course, which is 10 minutes per day, plus a full digital copy of my book. So it's really good if you want to get into a structured routine using all the key areas of the face. Okay, so still working cheeks now. Let's work on probably one of my favorite ones actually, which really works the cheek muscles. So you're going to puff both cheeks out full of air, place a hand over your lips. use the fingers just to help the lip area really get tautened and tightened. So if you create any little lines here, like this, you're using the fingers just to smooth that area out. So keep popping your questions up. I can see everybody's questions. Hi. Okay, so hold here and tap. And swapping sides. So my cheeks are really puffed out as I'm doing this. And I'm swapping again. I'm going to do the other side. Hi everyone, hi from India. I love hearing where you're from. Pop on the screen where you're from, and I'll go through that in a minute. And the other side. That feels so good, doesn't it? So we're working with strengthening and toning the muscles underneath the skin. And as those muscles tone up, the skin attaches tightened and tautened. So you're getting the facial exercise with that one. But you're also getting that amazing massage. So that massage helps to boost circulation, brings all the fresh blood, nutrients and oxygen up to the skin surface, helps with that toxin elimination as well. So it's amazing for helping to brighten the cheek area too. Okay, so next technique now, we're going to make a smile shape, but as we do that, we're going to tuck our lips inward slightly. So, and then here, index fingers, we're just going to smooth across with the index fingers, again, to prevent any lines being created around this area, but also to create a little bit of resistance. And we're going to hold there 10 to 20 seconds. So we'll do that, and then I'm going to go through some of your questions. I can see loads of questions coming up, so I'm sure I'll be teaching you lots more techniques this morning through that. So here, here, here. Breathing. Breathing, release, and again. Breathing, breathing, release one more time. And release. So good for lifting and toning the cheek area, helping to smooth nasal labial lines, also working these muscles around the nose. So let me take a few questions now, and let me go back to the beginning, and then I can teach you some more techniques in line with your questions. Hello everyone. Let me see. Okay, first question from Suki Yogini. Hello. Something for under eye wrinkles. Yes, I have lots for those. I'm going to show you a really nice one actually, which works with the underlying under eye wrinkles, but also very good for hollows under the eyes, puffy eyes, lifting this area. You also feel it working around the mouth too. So one of my, what I call original techniques, it's called flirty eyes. It's one that I still teach in our certified teacher training course. I just believe it's one of the best ones for the eye area, but also working the lower face too. So you're going to place your two index fingers just lightly here under the eyes, mouth into an O, look up, but really important not to wrinkle the forehead, and flutter the upper eyelids. So don't worry if you laugh with this one, I realise it's a funny one. But join in if you can at home, really get to feel how it works. 30 seconds to 60 seconds, depending on what feels right for you. And you can just release. So that one for eye area. Okay. Mia says, could you please advise something for dark circles and under eye wrinkles? Yes, so we've just done under eye wrinkles. Let's do dark circles. Lots of techniques for this area. Index finger or ring finger, and we're coming under the eye all the way around and making sure we don't drag the skin here. The skin around the eye area is super delicate, super thin, but this is so good for dark circles. Also lifestyle when it comes to dark circles. So making sure we're sleeping 8 hours, making sure we're really hydrating with water every single day, super important. And then working on a few acupressure points too. So this acupressure point here, pressing and holding for 30 seconds and massaging one way and the other way. And then here, this acupressure point, surprisingly, is a really great one if you suffer from dark circles. So again, you can press, hold, breathe, and circle in one direction and in the other direction. And if you're thinking with all of these, I just don't know how I'm going to remember them all, you've got a few options to remember them all. You can either use my book, which is Danielle Collins Face Yoga, so you can just head to Amazon for that. You can use my 10-day course, which is a 10 minutes per day for 10 days, which you can repeat as many times as you like, plus a full digital copy of my book. So you can go to faceyogaexpert.com/shop for that. You can use one of my apps. I have 2 face yoga apps, or one of them is all in 10-minute sections, one of them is all in 2-minute sections, and you pay a one-off fee and you have the videos for life. So the fee is £9.99, so £10 British pounds, and you just search Danielle Collins in your app store. Okie dokie, let me have a look. 21 days to form a habit, apparently. Yes, exactly. So if you can just commit yourself to doing even a minute or 2 minutes a day for 21 days, that is going to help massively. I love hearing where you're from Spain, Jordan, Kuwait, India, Mozambique, Turkey, Germany, Paris, South Africa, Iraq, Sweden, India. How lovely, how nice to hear where you're all from. What a lovely face yoga family we've got, as I call it. It's an amazing global community. How many times a day do we do this? So what I recommend with most of my techniques, do them for 1 minute per day. So in my book, every technique is just 1 minute. Pick out the techniques which work for you, and you can make this a whole routine. So you can make it 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever suits you, and do them every day. If you've got a real problem area, so let's say you really want to tone the cheeks and you want to do one of those cheek toning techniques we've just talked about, then you can do that twice a day, or maybe even 3 times, as long as you're not really overdoing it. Just like with body exercise, going out doing a body exercise once a day is enough. You don't need to be doing 3-4 times a day. Same that comes to the face. So if you're just focusing on one technique, do it once or twice a day, but keep it up regularly. That is the key. But if you can get in a routine of working all areas of the face, even if, for example, your problem area is your cheeks, remember all the muscles in the face are attached to each other. So it's so important, for example, if we're working the cheek area, we want to be working our jaw area, our mouth area, our eye area. That's going to provide support and lift for the other areas. So if you can try and do a routine which is quite structured and a little bit for each part of the face, that is going to be really good. Okay, watching from France, Turkey. Okay, so Romit says, what about lines between your eyebrows? Okay, lines between the eyebrows. So a few things to recommend for this. First one, little hook with the finger and just working up. So nice and gently, smoothing up that area, up this muscle which we call the procerus muscle. This is so lovely to do. Boosts the circulation, really helps that blood flow, helps boost the collagen, elastin, but more than anything, relaxes tension in this procerus muscle. We hold so much tension in this muscle and we pull it in repeatedly through the day. As we age, we tend to have less production of the collagen and elastin in our skin, so those plumping agents. So as we pull in, we find that our skin doesn't bounce back like it once did. It tends to etch into the skin and the lines get deeper and deeper in time. So massaging really helps. You can also do this one through the day, making sure you've got clean hands, and just do it regularly through the day to really relax that area. But check in the mirror in the day as well. Notice, are you pulling that area in? I have to check quite regularly. I'm not pulling this area in. And same with raising the eyebrows. I try and check that a lot and check that I'm not overexpressing with that area. So I've not had any Botox ever, ever. People ask me all the time if I've had it, but I've not had any. So I just work on keeping this area relaxed and keeping this area relaxed as well. Let me see. Any tips for toning the neck and the jaw? Yes, again, loads of tips for jaw and the neck area. I'm going to show you one which is good for both. Let's just do that to start with. So we turn the head, tilt the head slightly, and stick your tongue out and try and bring your tongue as though it's coming up towards your nose. Hold there. Let's do 10 seconds today. Come to the other side, turn, tilt, tongue up slightly. And back to centre. And you can repeat that twice more on each side. Hello from USA. Oh, it must be quite early in the USA at the moment. Watching from Turkey. How many times should we do this? So you want to do 1 minute per day, at least once a day. You can do it 2 to 3 times if you really want to. Yasmin says, do we have to apply any oil prior to face yoga? Yes. So what I recommend is you do face yoga with a clean face, and then you use some Fusion by Danielle moisturizing serum. So you can get that at faceyogaexpert.com/shop. It's all organic. It's all accredited by the Soil Association, so it goes through every check that you need to. And it's the right consistency for face yoga. So some oils tend to be too greasy for the skin. They tend to be too heavy, particularly for people who've got open pores or acne-prone skin. And also creams tend to sink into the skin too quickly, so you haven't got that glide. Whereas this moisturising serum you can put on your skin. You don't need to wipe it off afterwards or anything like a heavy oil. You can use it twice a day in place of your regular moisturiser or underneath your regular moisturiser. And it has loads of high performing botanical seed oils, so rosehip oil, green tea extract, evening primrose oil. It has so many amazing essential oils in it, and there's no sort of bulking or filling agents in there, no water in there like so many creams have. Every single ingredient in there is in there to lift and firm the skin, and the best thing about it is the molecules are small enough to get into the middle layer of skin, so it really helps with that regeneration of new skin cells. Okay, let me see some more questions. I'm recovering from a stroke and my right eye is a little droopy. Any advice for lifting the corner of my eye, cheeks and mouth? Okay, so when it comes to recovery from a stroke or recovery from facial palsy, Bell's palsy, first protocol is checking with your doctor. So what techniques can and can't you do at the moment? Because it depends where you are in your recovery stage. First thing, when you've given the thumbs up to go ahead and do any facial massage or facial exercise, is to start super gentle, have a mirror and start with some really gentle acupressure points. So you can do, I'm just going to show you them quickly, but you can hold each one for 30 seconds to a minute. You want to go here, here, right the corner of the eye here, temples, here, 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 and here, okay? So that's what you want to start with. That's going to help with that prana or that chi, that energy flow, just starting to get things going again. Now this is great even if you haven't recovered from a stroke, just for facial rejuvenation, so take note of this wherever you're at. Then you can start to do a little bit of massage. So you're mentioning here you need to lift the corner of your right eye, your cheek and your mouth. So I would start off doing some massage. Let's start with that because it really will help the circulation. You can do some massage over the cheeks, so some lovely pinching over the cheeks. You can do some really nice smoothing up your lip corners. And then when you're okay to start to do facial exercise, so when you're in the recovery stage of the stroke, that you're okay to do facial exercise, you can then here lift lip corners up, hold 10 to 20 seconds, repeat 3 times. That's going to help to lift your lip corners. Do it both sides. Even though you're saying you want to lift the right side, do that both sides. And then you can also do a V technique. So here, squint, release, squint, release, squint, release, squint. So you can do that 6 times and then close the eyes shut, hold, feel that shake, that pulse, and release. And that's going to help to strengthen the muscles all the way around the eye area. So I hope your recovery of your stroke gets well soon. Let me see. Hi from Turkey, Brazil, Lebanon, New York City. Well, I love New York City. India, Italy, Barcelona. I love Italy, Barcelona. I love all these places actually. I don't even have a favourite. How old am I? I'm 38. I'll be 39 in February. February 2021. How to get rid of a double chin. So you can tone muscle. You can't burn fat in this area, but you can definitely tone muscles. So my favourite one, lips together, tip of the tongue up and down towards the roof of the mouth. So we go 30 to 60 times, once to twice a day. Okay. Let me have a look. Can you share something for an aging neck? Yes, you want to be toning and strengthening your platysma muscle here. So this technique, the Giraffe Technique, so again, one of my very much original techniques. Again, it's one we teach a lot in our teacher training course. You tilt the head back, you bring the bottom lip out slightly. So you don't want to turn the lip corners down too much, just slightly there. Engages this area. Hold, breathe, 4 deep breaths. And that's great for neck toning. Okay, let me see. Am I going to put this up on IGTV? Where I'm going to put this is, first of all, I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel. So next Wednesday, so every Wednesday I put out the live from the previous week. So if you go on my YouTube channel, The Face Yoga Expert, I mean, you may be watching this on YouTube, you're watching it at a later date, but if you go on The Face Yoga Expert, you'll see all my lives on there, and this one's going to go out next Wednesday, so the full class, so you can join into it. But if you want to go back and join in on any other live classes, just search The Face Yoga Expert on YouTube and you will see them all there. Hi from Mozambique in Africa. Oh, how lovely. Let me see. So lots of questions about sagging cheeks. We've done quite a few sagging cheeks. I will try and do another one in a minute. Let me see. Someone's saying, I'm trying to reduce lines on the forehead and taking care of face positions, but really struggling with it. Should I try harder or something else? Do you know, changing a habit isn't easy. Let me be super honest with you. So if you're trying to go from someone who's super expressive in this area to someone that wants to keep this area really smooth and still, it takes practice. I used to really express with this area, and it took time, patient and daily practice to train myself so this area stays still and this area stays still. So I've not had any Botox or anything. This is just a natural way of getting Botox. So what I'd recommend for you is you just place both hands here and here, and you can do this multiple times a day. Keep the area as relaxed and smooth as possible. Open your eyes super wide here and just focus on a point in front of you, and then practice your looking up and you're looking down. You can practice this at home if you like. And notice, do you have to put quite a lot of pressure on your forehead as you look up? Because sometimes if you've got a really overactive frontalis muscle on the forehead, you really do have to use quite a lot of pressure. And you can do side to side as well, then focus wide again. And that's going to help. It does take time, but also try and catch yourself at points in the day. Am I raising the eyebrows? Am I pulling the eyebrows in? And it is about forming a new habit. Someone very lovely said earlier, it takes 21 days to form a habit, and it really does. It's about keeping up every single day, and then soon you will train your facial muscles. It absolutely can be done, so stick with it. Okay. Oh, that's a good question. So Trudy's asking about a lazy eye which looks smaller. I would say for that, do those eye exercises. Hopefully you've just seen the eye exercises I've just done, where you're here, wide eyes, up, down, side, side, and use a mirror. Check you're using both sides equally, or really just tune in. Feel, am I using both muscles together? Try to retrain the face so you get into the habit of using both eye muscles. What we tend to do with the face, and this can be with any part of the face, and it's the same with the body actually, we tend to have a stronger side which we tend to use a lot. We tend to have a weaker side which we don't use as much. So it's not about doing loads of exercises one side and none the other side. It's about using both doing both sides, exercising both together, but really being aware, firing up that weaker side, using that mind-muscle connection, telling it to fire up and engage. It's so important. Okay, hi from Pakistan, hi from Melbourne, Australia, an island in UK called the Isle of Sheppey, hi. I'm 39, my neck skin is sagging, please tell me some exercise. Well, I'm almost 39, just a couple of months off 39 myself. And I understand, as you age, the neck skin does start to get a little bit saggier. So the one I showed a little bit earlier, I don't know if you missed that, with the giraffe is very good. Also the one lips together, tip and tongue up and down towards the roof of the mouth. And another nice variation, hand here, as the tip of the tongue goes up and down, is a great one to do. Hi from Lisbon. Lisbon's another amazing place. Mandy is asking the best exercise to plump lips. So I'm always really honest when it comes to plumping lips. You're not with face yoga going to get really big plumped out lips like you often see that people have had when they have lip fillers. What you can do though is you can help to smooth this area around, and you can very slightly improve the collagen in this area, so you will find more definition in the lips, but it's not going to plump them really big. But massage around that area is going to really work. So here, going all the way around, here, little circles, and then also the flicking is great to do as well. Nice flicking action. Okay, so Kath is saying, what about jowls? Jowls, one of my favourite techniques is this. Really engage this area and down. It's a beautiful one to do for the jowl area. Hi from Iran. Hi from Dubai, from India, from Rio. Okay, let's do one last question before I go. Let me see, so many questions, guys. Okay, let's take Michelle's question, an exercise for around the mouth. Okay, so we'll do the tongue twister technique. So actually, if you look on my other Instagram page, which is at Face Yoga Teacher Training, I actually posted this morning this exact technique. So if you want to go back and look at it, Look there. Take your tongue and you're going to bring it around the inside of the lips 3 times one way, 3 times the other way. Super slow. And when you've done your 3 times the other way, I've lost count. Have I done my 3? And once you've done your 3, and that's training this muscle around the mouth. Thank you so much everyone for joining me. If you've got any questions, just drop me a DM and I will answer. I always try and answer within 2 days. Sometimes it's not straight away, but feel free to ask me if you've got any questions about our teacher training course, any questions about the 10-day course of personal use, about my app, about my book, all the things I've mentioned, the Fusion by Danielle Collins Serum. It's also all on my website. You can just go to faceyogaexpert.com and you can have a little browse around there and there's everything you need there. So sending you lots of love everyone. Bye bye. Thank you for joining me today. Bye.